Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Academy IS. Today I am going to give you the answer of the questions that has comes in the UPSC Mains 2025 of internal security. I provided the questions separately. Here I will try to give the model answer, how to approach these questions, how to brainstorm, what is the value additions, what can be the sources to tackle these questions. Okay, so let's see. Let's start this one. This will be the first questions. The question is, what are the major challenges to internal security and peace process in the northeastern states? Map the various peace accords and agreement initiated by the government in past decades. But in my opinion, it is quite not that much tricky question. It's quite straightforward, easy questions. And we have the topics in northeastern state insurgency in our syllabus. Okay. So we all, if we do prepare these topics, we do have these notes. So let's see how to approach these questions and how to answer this. Here I have this answers approach. Okay. The first question is, as we told, it is northeastern states. So let's see how to break down these questions. As we already see in the questions while we are reading, that it has two parts, that it was asking for the major challenges and about the peace accords. So in the major challenges sections, you have to identify the key threats to both internal security and peace process. Okay. And in the peace accords, we have to map. Map means you need to provide concrete examples of the various agreements and the accords signed in the past decade, linking them to specific groups or issues. So let's see how to approach these questions with some examples and values. In the introduction, what you can write? You can start with a brief statement on northeastern strategic importance. Yes, and its historical issues rooted in ethnic diversity, geographical isolation, how it is isolated from other states, and its cross borders linkages. Okay, and I will say here you can draw a map of this on these issues. That will give you an extra edge. So this will be the very good introduction. I also find these things. Okay, so in body we will have two parts, two headings. First is challenges. Here we have to address the challenges in three categories. That is ethnic and insurgency, cross-border issues, and socio-economic issues. So let's see what you can write in the ethnic and insurgency section. Then we can write, discuss the separatist demands, yes, to the greater nationalism. Always write the examples with your statement. Okay. Ethnic conflicts, example, the recent Manipur violence that we read in the newspaper, and the role of various militant groups. How new militant groups are emerging, and the Manipur violence case, that is all about the ethnicity, and the greatest things that is they are asking for separation the state. The cross-border issue, that's the another big challenges. Mention the region's proximity to the Golden Triangles. Here I will say, please do draw the map of these Golden Triangles, cross borders. In case of borders and geography, draw a map. And the nexus of insurgencies, drugs trafficking, arms smuggling, and all others illegal activities that are happening through the cross-border issues. And you can quote some examples if you have. Other socio-economics. In socio-economic section, what you can do, you can highlight the grievance stemming from a perceived lack of development and the presence of armed forces. See, when a state, when a region is struggling, facing this kind of issues of security, they will obviously have lack of development. And yes, due to the conflict, there is lack of presence of armed, and due to this conflict issues, we have the armed forces, ASPA, and we know that how that there is the conflict between armed force and the local police, and ASPA has separate powers. So that this fuels local resentment because there will be the conflict between them. So, and in another section of the body, that is the peace accord, where what we can write to present the accord as a modern government strategy of dialogue over conflict. This is the key agreement from the last decade. If you read this topic, you might have this note in your note, that is Bodo Peace Accord 2020, Karbi Peace Accord, a recent Nagan Reforms Agreement, and Ulfa Peace Agreement. Ulfa Peace Agreement is quite recent one. Okay, so you can write more points, some more things about this. Okay. So in conclusion, what and how we can conclude? That's the officer approach. Okay. We can conclude by summarizing that peace process is a multi-pronged approach combining peace talks, infrastructure development, and integrations under the Act is policy through challenges remains. So here we can talk about the what say we need peace talks so that there is no conflict. There we have seen there is lack of development, so we have to focus on the development first. And the integration on the Act is policy. If you have the IRs, we'll see that the government is working or thinking in the Act is policy. That eastern states is also very important. The challenges remains. See, and what I want to say that though it is internal security subject, as we know that we have to interlink one subject to another. So in this subject, we can see that linking with physical geography. What subject we have linked? Let's say we have linked it with physical geography, that is cross borders management, right? Socio-economic factors, that is the local conflict, infrastructure development, and the governance and aspect and the issues. So all these things comes together or they links together. That's point need to keep in mind. And I think you people can write more dimensions if you can link more. So if you can write them and share them in my Telegram channels for peer review. I will also check them. So source and how to study. See, security will come Ministry of Home Affairs annual report. Here we will see the recent activities, developments, examples, and most of it, if we read the newspapers, we can cover these things as well. Then what are the recent activities also going on with years? Study strategy, as I already told, integrated approach. Integrated approach is very important for mains. Study this topic with an interdisciplinary approach linking GS paper 3, internal security with GS paper 2, government's policy that will come the government policy act is policy. GS paper 3, GS paper 1, human geography, that's all about socio-economic development. Map-based learning, use a political map of Northeast to visualize the location of different insurgent groups and the state where accords were signed. Yes, draw the map of this internal security types of question and geography. In value additions, what you can do, mention specific government initiative like national policy action plans for yes, in the body section, you after this before conclusion you can write the government initiatives. Quote recent statistics in the declines in the insurgency related incidents to show the success to the peace process. Yes, that will be the cover in the current affairs. Use terms like demography led insurgency to show a deeper understanding. That we say that keyword. If you use some specific word, not just general word, that will give you extra edge. Mention specific government initiatives. Okay, recent data statistics and some keywords. For each subject topics, there is some specific keyword that will give you some extra edge. So here is the sample answer of the question. If you do want, I can provide in the Telegram sections. This is the maps. People can see Nagaland and how it is attached with which states and the country. So that's all for today. For now, so I will um, make another video on question number 2. Okay. So thanks for watching and have a good day, and please to subscribe and like my channel.